The increasing prevalence of political assassinations worldwide is a serious concern for national security and terrorism.
In South Korea, the leader of the Democratic Party of Korea, Lee Jae-myung, survived a stabbing attack on January 2, 2024, revealing the growing threat.
Political leaders are facing a rising number of assassination attempts, highlighting the urgency of addressing this issue.
Ecuadorian presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio was assassinated in Quito by Colombian hitmen in August 2023, underscoring the global problem.
An attempted assassination of Argentine Vice President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner by a man with Nazi tattoos in September of the previous year shows the increasing danger.
The lone gunman's successful killing of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in June is part of a disturbing pattern.
The United States has seen serious assassination plots in recent years, targeting prominent figures like Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Assassination threats are not confined to a specific political ideology, as extremists from various backgrounds have weaponized them.
The erosion of civility in U.S. politics, partly driven by a former president's violent rhetoric, is a concerning factor.
The article points out the difficulty in diagnosing the root causes behind the surge in assassination attempts worldwide.
Norms of civility have deteriorated in the United States, with former President Donald Trump using aggressive language against political opponents.
Trump's reaction to Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell's bipartisan efforts in September 2022 further highlights the problem.
Dehumanizing language used by politicians may demystify the act of killing political rivals.
Conspiracy theories, especially during the COVID pandemic and the 2020 presidential election, have fueled assassination threats against politicians.
The gallows erected outside the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, and the promise to hang Mike Pence demonstrate the rising trend of conspiracy theories.
Terrorists worldwide are learning from each other's tactics, potentially inspiring more assassination attempts.
The pioneers who targeted leaders like Shinzo Abe and Fernando Villavicencio may have inspired others to follow suit.
Politicians must allocate greater resources for their protection, as evident from the Washington Post report on increased campaign spending on security.
There is an optimistic possibility that assassinations are chosen by desperate, accelerationist extremists, reflecting the strength of liberal democratic order.
Reinforcing democratic institutions, including free elections and a free press, can help isolate extremism in society.
Jacob Ware, a research fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations, focuses on domestic terrorism and counterterrorism.
Ware is an adjunct professor at Georgetown University's Walsh School of Foreign Service and DeSales University.
He serves as the deputy editorial director at the Irregular Warfare Initiative and is on the editorial boards of Studies in Conflict and Terrorism and the International Counterterrorism Review.
Ware is the co-author of God, Guns, and Sedition: Far-Right Terrorism in America, published by Columbia University Press in 2024.
The rising threat of political assassinations affects countries worldwide, raising concerns about national security.
The recent attack on Lee Jae-myung in South Korea exemplifies the seriousness of the issue.
The assassination of Fernando Villavicencio in Ecuador and the attempt on Cristina Fernández de Kirchner's life underscore the global nature of the problem.
The United States has not been immune to assassination threats, with serious plots against prominent figures.
The deterioration of political civility in the U.S., partly driven by a former president, contributes to the problem.
Addressing the root causes and reinforcing democratic institutions are essential steps in countering the rising trend of political assassinations.